Hey, so today I'm talking about what it's like to go from being a contortionist of your personalities to being, having boundaries, having real opinions, not being accommodating. I have spent my entire life being a chameleon, being a pretzel, being a squishmallow, being a marshmallow. Um, and the more that life has gone on, I've realized how unhappy that's made me. How I don't want to be someone's malleable, flexible, thing, or, daughter or son. I mean, I'm not a son, but daughter, wife, friend, parent. It just becomes overwhelming. When do I have time to be myself if I'm constantly being what somebody else wants? I was trained to do that. I mean, that's how my DID started. I was perfect and happy and accommodating every moment of the day. And it got to a point where in real life, that becomes untenable. That isn't really living. That is just surviving. And that's my form of survival. It's my form of survival to just be what everyone wants me to be. And I've gotten to the point where I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm getting a lot of pushback. I've lost a lot of friends. Friends I've had my whole life. I've lost family members. I have lost, a lot of people close to me. I'm not going to call everyone out. But it's all been because I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are anymore. Why are you saying that? Why are you have that opinion? Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you accommodating? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? And I'm like, because I'm a human being. I am a human being, and I'm working on myself and going through those stages where I'm refusing to just be happy all the time, and unless I really am happy. See, that's the great thing about me. It's the way I've always been, is really happy. I rarely, get stuck in depression, because I always pull myself out and go, okay, there's other people in me. I can't just sit here and beat myself up. If I say those things to myself, I'm saying them to, like, I imagine like an airport hangar, and there's screens and speakers, and everything I say to myself, everything I do to myself, everything I put up with, I'm putting on those screens. I am transmitting it to the entire system and going, you know what? You, 4 years old, you deserve this. Yep, that's about you. And I had to start seeing that I'm part of a system, I'm part of a group. And so if people don't like that I make choices now that don't put them first, but actually put my system first, put my own self needs and wants ahead of that, then they're not really rooting for me. They're actually wanting me to conform back into the squishmallow, the marshmallow, the super flexible. I've got really flexible everything. And so, this idea that I can just do that is great, because I can do that, but it should benefit me, not benefit everyone around me, so that I can just make life easier for them. Because in the long run, you're not doing anyone any favors by not, shining a mirror, shining having somebody come up against you, and they're coming at you like this, and you're constantly like bending backwards. It should be more like they come up to you and it's like, hey, no, there's boundaries here. You need to learn to work with others. You need to learn and cooperate, and not just keep coming to me because you can just mold me to whichever way you want. That's not really love. That's looking for a pretty, doll, whether it's in the form of a family member, relationship, parenting, whatever it is. Your value isn't just being accommodating. It's in being someone you're not. It is actually standing and finding who you are and standing in that truth and showing people that no matter what happens to you, and a lot has happened to me, I wouldn't have this if not, and keep developing more personalities if I didn't have some major stuff have gone on, but that you can still look within yourself. See that you may have gone to the darkest, deepest place because of the survival instinct, but that doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you not worth having your own life, your own needs, your own wants. And I think people forget that. They feel like, oh, if I'm damaged, if this stuff happened to me, then I don't deserve to have what everyone else has. And you do. And I do. And I'm learning that. And I'm learning that with you guys. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's here listening and understanding that we're not doing anyone favor, and we're definitely not doing ourselves favors if we just become what everyone wants us to be instead of being our true selves. So I love you. Bye.